When I hear that, it just empowers me. That is a beautiful guitar playing in my theme song. Man, 260 episodes. And what have I always said? If I wasn't having fun doing this, then damn it, I'm not going to do it. And it is 260 episodes later. And then Wednesday starts year 5 of this podcast. This was a random idea one day. It just popped into my head. And something said, hey, Chuck, you're going to find some consistency, even if you don't think you can be consistent. And guess what? You're going to have to get a little uncomfortable to do it. But guess what? You don't have to be uncomfortable all the time. Just casually. Which means you're going to have to take time out of your schedule, whatever you're doing, to make sure that you have a little damn fun. And that's what this has been, and I thank you for joining me. Damn, I am happy. Like I don't think you understand. Have you done something for 260 weeks? And like I've always wanted, is for this to slowly bleed into other things in my life where I am just a consistent son of a bitch. And Chuck is learning that slow and steady wins that race. You don't have to do it all at once, but you got to stay consistent. And it's going to get a little uncomfortable. And each year, I push myself to do a little more here and there with this podcast. One thing I will say, I have not been the best with interviewing people. I'm going to tell you what, it is a little hard to get people together and set a consistent time to interview someone. Dude, everybody's got some shit going on in their life. And I understand that. And I'm not trying to mess that up for them. It is what it is. But I'm going to continue doing this because I enjoy it more than you even can imagine. I always told myself, if I feel like this is a job and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to record this week, guess what? I'm going to shut the whole fucking operation down. And so far, I haven't. And I don't see it happening like that in the foreseeable future. And if you don't know what's going on, this is a podcast filled with my rants, my randomness, and a lot of relatable topics. Because guess what? Chuck can get wound up about a lot of shit. And I know you can too. But you don't say anything about it. But don't worry. Chuck's got you, baby. We're going to have a good time. Let's start the show. It's time to get casually uncomfortable with your host, Chuck Jerome. Viewer discretion is advised. I cuss, I fuss, I get it out of my system. They say it's not good to hold that shit in. And I don't. And I'm not going to do it anymore. So season 5 is going to be the villain arc. But guess what? We'll talk about that a little bit more. Now, what we're going to first go into is what happened this week. And actually, even before I do that, thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking time out of your day, out of your life, to listen to the old Chuck Meister talk about random crazy shit. I appreciate it so very much, more than you could even imagine. I'm just having fun, and I'm glad that you can be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so very much. Look, man, this has been a trying week. Telling you right now, so much dumb shit has almost happened. And because of the snow. Like last week, I talked about last week's episode was called Almost Accident because I almost got into an accident. Because once there's even one fucking flake of snow on the ground, people lose their ability to drive properly. I don't understand it. So last week I worked a lot. It was a 6-day week. I was tired once I finally got done at work. I had to get up super early one day to do extra work and then work my regular shift. And I'm not going to lie to you. When I was driving home that evening, I started getting a little tired. And Chuck almost had to pull over to the side of the road. I'm not going to lie. I kind of did a little swerve for a second and then had to put the windows down, turn the music up, and go, "What the fuck are you doing?" But I made it home safely. But before I made it home, I remembered that I was out of deodorant and I can't go around smelling like a fucking wombat. So I went to a store, got my deodorant, and as I'm leaving the parking lot has an entrance and an exit. I went out the exit. There was a giant snow pile, so you couldn't see anything. But I guess the son of a bitch that came in the exit who almost hit me, so that was almost my second accident right there. He didn't even look over in my direction. He was a younger guy too, like he just looked straight ahead. I'm telling you, I would have probably beat his ass because it was way too cold for that shit. He came in the wrong way, didn't even acknowledge me, not even a sorry, not even a hand wave, nothing. He just kept going. And on top of that, the following day would have been my 1 year with my new vehicle. Ha ha ha! You almost get to 1 year with your vehicle and then you get into an accident the day before your 1 year is complete. Dude, you're going to lose your fucking mind. But with both times, you know what I did? I drove home in complete silence, right? Almost 2 different accidents within a half an hour. Almost accidents within a half an hour. And then the next day, once I hit my 1 year, I go to leave for work and there's another snow pile. Like, I don't know what they did this year. They didn't give a shit about the snow this year. They just piled it up. Not even nice, not even neat. And people, like, they just didn't care. You got your car unburied and then they come back through with the plows and they just bury that shit and go on about their day. But as I'm leaving my house, I go to make a right turn. I look to the left, I look to the right, I look to the left again, and I see there's a truck starting to come down the road. And this motherfucker's boogieing. I'm like, dude, it's still snowy. Like, you hit an ice patch, I'm not getting out to help you. So he speeds on by, and then I start to make my right turn. And around the corner of this giant snow hill is a fucking jogger. She scared the absolute shit out of me. Oh, man. I was like, dude. And as I drove away, I just yelled, "fuck," in my car. Because I was like, dude, motherfucker, look at what you're doing. Slow down. You see it's a big-ass hill of snow that you cannot see around. I'm not trying to, again, get out of my car because of an accident at fucking 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm just not trying to be a part of it. Oh, but hey, Everybody made it out of all three of these incidents safely. But I had to just, get that off of my chest because that shit was scary each time. Each time. And like I said earlier, Wednesday is year 5. And I'm happy. 5 years of podcasting. Man, I'm ready for 5 more years of podcasting. I know the sky's the limit. I still do audio only. And I just, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know it's going to be fun with whatever I do. Speaking of fun, here's something that's not fun. Post-COVID. Seriously, can we go back to pre-COVID? Damn. Like, minimum wage was shitty. It still is shit. It was like, what, $7.25 or something like that? Then it went up to like 10 something. And listen, it needs to be at least 25 minimum across the board. People, like, everything's expensive. We're getting fucked left and right. I talk about it all the time. I got friends that have 2 and 3 jobs that are still like, what the fuck am I going to do? How am I going to make this happen? Pre-COVID, you had different friends. You hung out. You had time. Now it just feels like nobody has time for anything. Because we just got to work, or you're just going to go down, down, down. And everybody is just divided now. I don't talk to some people since COVID. Not because of their views or anything like that, just because life has changed so damn much. It's sad. I remember at my job, we used to hang out after work and just have a good time, talk, play games, show each other Vines. That's when Vine was real big. I didn't even download Vine. I just, I would just catch them on the Googles. But I'm telling you, and then now it's just out of control. Now everybody's on their phone. They got TikTok. They got Instagram. Some people use Facebook. Like for their reels and stuff. I don't use Facebook for that. Facebook makes me feel like I'm 90. But, only reason I have it is because of the podcast. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't even really be on any social media. Man. And then the social media is just getting out of control. Then the AI is just taking over the social media. You got to Google shit after you watch it. Because you're watching stuff now and you're like, is that even real? Is that real? You got to go, hey, Google, what the fuck is going on? And then Google's like, yes, it is real. And you're like, oh, shit. Yeah. Just like the one thing that I had to Google last week because I kept seeing so much stuff on the internet. Apparently, ICE and the Border Patrol and all those motherfuckers have bought a warehouse in my area as an immigration detention center. And I had to get on Google and specifically ask that sumbitch questions. Like, is this really happening in my area? And yes, it is. About a week and a half ago, they bought the building. So that means once shit gets warmed up and, they got everything, their T's crossed and their I's dotted, they're going to start rounding people up. And I'm telling you right now, I'm worried for my friends. Even the ones who are legal. I don't know who's illegal. I don't go around asking motherfuckers questions. You're doing your job, whatever. I don't give a shit what you're doing. But for the people that I know 100% are legal, I got to worry about my friends now. They could roll up into any job and you cannot touch them, fight them, destroy any paperwork, have motherfuckers run out the back door. This is the wildest shit. The wildest. And I'm living in a pretty quiet, calm area. And now things are going to get shaken up. They're just taking millions and billions of dollars and buying up warehouses where they could be helping the economy, helping just, different states, different towns and cities. Nope. We're going to do some wild shit. That's what they said they want to do. And I'm worried about friends and family and anybody at this point. Because if you get in the way, they apparently will have full immunity. They'll just ship them off to another state and they'll continue their reign of terror. So everybody out there, please be careful, be safe. And unfortunately, don't try to be a hero because they will shoot you and sleep well that night. And one thing I did think about when they said that they did purchase this warehouse, they're going to need workers. And they're going to pay these people handsomely because they're already paying people that are signing up for ICE $50,000. Hey, come on and work for us. Here's your sign-on bonus. Well, people are going to lose a lot of friends once they find out that some of them are going to be working at this warehouse. Listen, shit is about to get extra spicy. So again, be careful and be fucking safe. Listen, the Super Bowl, I am going to everybody in the United States should watch the Super Bowl. Okay, listen. It's going to be the spiciest Super Bowl ever. I don't even really honestly care about the teams at this point. I'm telling you, the halftime show with Bad Bunny, people are all losing their fucking minds about that. But what they said, they're going to have ICE and the Border Patrol all at this venue. And I don't think it's going to get crazy during the Super Bowl. What's going to happen is, what I feel is going to happen is they're going to have a bunch of fucking 18-wheelers lined up surrounding the fucking stadium. And as people leave, if you even look Hispanic, they're going to round your ass up and figure that shit out later. So even if you don't give a shit about football, you should still watch it. You'll still at least get to see some commercials for shows and movies that are going to be happening later in the year. But like I said, I don't think anything crazy is going to happen during the Super Bowl. It's going to get vicious after the Super Bowl. Because I was looking at a couple articles right before I started talking about this. And they're like, oh, the ICE presence isn't gonna be, going on during the Super. Listen, shit is shady and sneaky right now. So I don't put anything past any of these sneaky motherfuckers. And apparently this year they're gonna have a chief kindness officer at the game. But I'll save that for Wednesday's news edition. You'll just have to tune in. All right, I'm going to switch things up. I know I talked about last week a little bit, about shows and movies that I wanted to get back into watching. And I'm going to go over, I made a little list of them. So I'm going to, go ahead and talk about it. Like last week, I talked about wanting to rewatch Devil's Advocate with Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino. where this lawyer finds out that he's working for the devil. That sounds pretty crazy. I was young when that came out, so I was definitely not allowed to watch it, but that sounds like a good movie. I've seen clips. I haven't I may have seen bits and pieces of it here and there, but I want to sit down and watch it in its entirety. Another movie is Heat. It's a heist movie. They got away from those. For the most part, they got away from them. But the early days of heist movies in the 90s and early 2000s were good. Heat with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. Hey, that's something that everybody, I think, needs to see. A newer movie was called Upgrade, where the guy got like nanobots in his body, and now he is the shit. He can fight. He can not feel pain when he wants to, and he's got an AI system in his brain. And that's probably where we're going to be in the next 50 years. Another movie was Fracture, and I was going through my DVDs, and I was like, oh shit, I have the physical copy of that. And that's an old one. That's with Anthony Hopkins and Ryan Gosling. And this movie came out in 2007. And it's a thriller. Like, Anthony Hopkins' character catches his wife with Ryan Gosling's character, and then some shit unfolds. I'm not trying to tell you the whole story, but then they're in court, and Anthony Hopkins' character is a smart son of a bitch. So it's kind of like a cat and mouse type movie. You got to check it out. Another one, it's a comedy with Will Ferrell called Semi-Pro, where he's a basketball player. And I was just scrolling through Instagram, and I saw a scene from that movie, and I lost it. I was laughing so hard. I was like, dude, I gotta watch this again. And guess what? The old Chuckmeister has a physical copy of that, so I'm gonna have to watch that. Another one was The Boondock Saints, and that was with Willem Dafoe and Norman Reedus. And what's the other guy? Sean Patrick Flannery. And this is before the 2000s. And these brothers become vigilantes. And they did I know they did Boondocks 2, which I don't think was as good. And I think maybe they did a 3, but I definitely said fuck it after 2. Another one was The Rock with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery. My goodness, they're breaking out of, was it Alcatraz, I think it is, what they called The Rock. Listen, shit was wild. Amazing. One of my top movies is Smokey and the Bandit with Jerry Reed and not Tom Selleck. Excuse me, Burt Reynolds. And they are, Burt Reynolds is a trucker trying to get some alcohol across lines within a specific amount of time. And I'm telling you, it's a good one. I think that's what's kind of, I'm like, all right, maybe I'm going to do a little trucking. You know what I'm saying? Another one, I'll get off in the movies, Tombstone. My grandfather really loved Westerns. He was a big John Wayne fan. So I've always enjoyed a lot of John Wayne movies. But this, Tombstone, was not John Wayne. It was a little more violent. Had Val Kilmer, Patrick Swayze, Kurt Russell, Sam Elliott. Like, it was a star-studded cast. And these last 2 that I just said are in my top, 1 and 2. Sometimes I'll flip-flop them. But, yeah, I need to go rewatch those. And then there's a whole bunch of movies coming out in 2026. Holy shit, it's crazy. 2026. I want to watch Avengers Doomsday, where they're going to bring out a lot more Marvel characters in one movie. And I keep hearing that this shit is going to be over 3 hours long. And know what I say to that? Bring it! I'm ready. I want to sit there. I will hook myself up to an external catheter and I won't move. I won't move. Then another one they got, Supergirl. I think that's going to be good because I watched the new Superman and she had a few cameos in it and she was pretty sassy and badass. And plus, in Supergirl, they're going to have Lobo, who's being played by Jason Momoa. So this is going to be great. Then we're going to have, I know what I said. I know I said mimosa. It's a joke. Momoa, okay? Then we got Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Yes, sign me up. I hope it's good. The last few Spider-Man movies have been good. So I'm hoping for that. I saw a trailer a couple of weeks ago for He-Man. I didn't even know they were doing anything with He-Man. I knew that they had a He-Man animated TV show on Netflix, and I think I saw the first season, but now I think there's 2 more seasons. I haven't watched them, so there's something else I could watch, but this movie looks bad ass, and I talked about it last week because Jared Leto is going to be playing Skeletor, and he better not fuck this up. That's all I'm saying. Then there's a movie, more like a TV show, I think it is, with Chris Pratt, where he created an AI system to detect people who were commit crimes, kind of like Minority Report years ago with Christian Bale. But he gets convicted, and he's got to, set himself free and get it all figured out within a certain amount of time, or the AI system's just going to kill him. So this looks pretty good. This is something different from Chris Pratt. I just hope he doesn't do any more voice acting. I'm tired of him using the same fucking voice. He's falling into that, like The Rock. Like The Rock is the same character in every movie that he plays. That's what it seems to be with Chris Pratt. And then they're doing The Odyssey. Honestly, I'm trying to think. Maybe in high school I read The Odyssey, but dude, that was so fucking long ago. I don't remember. I really don't. But now they're making a movie, and I'm going to go see it. Let's see. TV shows. I'm currently watching Wonder Man, the newest Marvel TV show. Once I finish this, I'm going to start up on episode 3. First 2 episodes, pretty solid. Nothing crazy is going on, but I'm waiting for it. Then hopefully that ties into everything. Yeah, they'll make it work. Hopefully they'll make it work. Another one is Fallout 2. The first season was amazing. And this is coming from a person who never really liked playing the Fallout games. I played a couple of them here and there for about 15 minutes a piece probably. And I was like, man, this ain't for me. But the TV show, damn, that shit is good. And with that also, I'm probably about to start episode 3 on that also. I've been kind of flip-flopping back through shows just so I don't get too mixed up and put the wrong characters in the wrong show. I love my anime. My Hero Academia just finished up. And I talked to my one friend, and he was like, yeah, that was the end of My Hero. Like, the last season that I watched was it. And I said, you got to be fucking kidding me, because it was shitty. It felt like there was going to be another season. But if that's going to be it, then they kind of missed the mark. Like, that's it? Like, damn. I'm a little upset about that. But they have a new show, a spin-off show, because every show now has to have a spin-off, and it's called My Hero Vigilante. And season 2 has started, and I didn't know, but it's been going on so long now, for so many weeks, that they're about to put out the last episode for the season. So now I got a show that I could binge watch, once I get out of work. The episodes are like 25 minutes. So that's get a shower, sit down, watch the episode, take my ass to bed. But I got a whole bunch of other animes that I want to watch. But another one, I'm not going to keep going on and on and on, but I want to, get some of this shit off my chest. And this will be the last one. But Jujutsu Kaisen, it's a show about the sorcerers who fight demons and just kick ass. I didn't know that the 3rd season just started at the beginning of January. So now I got a couple episodes that I can watch and just sit down and enjoy. So I'll be flip-flopping through all these shows and maybe throw in a movie on the weekend. So I got plenty of stuff to do to keep my ass inside and occupied without going out into the world and dealing with all the fucking craziness. Because it's getting out of control out there. So, yeah, that's my plan. That's my plan, baby. Woo! Look, I'm seriously ready for a change in my life, and I am working and studying to make that a reality. Because people are becoming pieces of shit more and more each day. And that's what one of the things I'm going to do for season 5 of the podcast, which I keep calling my villain arc. And that's because I'm going to start each episode with something that just pisses me off. That's how it's going to be. It's going to get that out of the way. And there's plenty of stuff, and it's legit stuff. And you'll be like, oh yeah, that kind of pisses me off too. But I got you. Don't worry, because there's so much dumb shit going on in the world right now. It's too much to be quiet about. That's all I'm saying. And I'm going to have fun with it. Because it will be season 5. Damn. Season 5. I don't know if I'm going to do the news or what, or I'm just going to do like a special episode. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep things as they are and then ramp it up on next Monday's episode. But we'll see. I'm just going to play it by ear because this is fun and it'll all get out. It'll all get out there. So don't rush a good thing. Because, damn, it's been a good thing for almost 5 years. And, again, I thank you all for your listening dedication. I can't see who listens, but I can see that there are people out there listening. And I thank you for that so very much. But I think the old Chuckmeister is going to get out of here and start planning for the rest of the week and next week. Got to get ahead. Got to get. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. All right, I don't want to get in trouble. All right, let's hit some of that music. Don't forget, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Casually Uncomfortable, Twitter, at Casually Unchuck. Let your friends know. All right, I appreciate it. We'll get it going on Wednesday, starting the new season, season 5, baby. So join me on whatever I'm talking about. It might be the news. It might be some more randomness. It might be a mix of both. I don't know. But I'll see you then. And as always, don't be a piece of shit.